and you'll always have to make some compromises. So for instance, in Mysore you don't get vada pav. Hello everyone, my name is Sachin and you're watching my YouTube channel, and this is my better half, Sarika. Sarika, say hi.
Hi.
We actually moved to Mysore from Mumbai in December of 2020. And there's a background to that as well. Back in 2017, when I was traveling through India to some cities, I chanced upon Mysore because I came here to learn yoga, and I found the city to be extremely interesting and a place that I could imagine myself living. And then I got married in 2000, towards the end of 2017, to Sarika, of course. And we came to Mysore along with my mom in 2018, so that I could show them what the city looked like and what it felt like, and if they felt that they could live in this place as well. And both of them thought that they could, and we decided that someday we will move to Mysore. And the pandemic has been really bad for us and for the rest of the world in many different ways. But one good thing that has happened because of the pandemic is that Sarika started working remotely as well. So she works with an edtech company, but I've been sort of location independent for quite a few years now. And when the pandemic started and when the work from home thing started, we decided last year after a few months that we will move to Mysore and give it a try. And that's what we are doing right now. As we record this video, we've spent about 9 months in Mysore already. Looks like we will definitely spend a year, and if everything works out, we probably will become permanent residents of this city. How do you plan to move to a smaller city? So I wanted to understand or share what I know, and also ask Sarika a few questions so that you probably will be able to benefit from our experience. So first, let's start off with understanding what are the perks or what are the good things about living in a small city from Sarika.
Many reasons, but one of the main reasons is less people, less crowd around. So you can, you want to go out very frequently. In Mumbai, I mean, I've lived in big cities like Mumbai and Delhi, and you don't really feel like stepping out too much because of the crowd, and especially Bombay local trains. And even if you have a car, even if you take a cab on the roads, the traffic really sucks up all your energy. So by the time you go and meet a friend, you're already very less on energy. So yeah, I mean, crowd is one of the reasons, population is one of the reasons why we chose a smaller city.
Okay, cool. Sarika hates the Bombay locals with a vengeance. Can't say that I don't hate it either. So crowds is one. The other thing that I feel that because smaller cities are not yet, they haven't gone bonkers with urbanization. There's still a lot of nature. Especially that's true of Mysore. There are a lot more trees. There's lot more greenery. The city is planned much better. There are a lot of parks, so which means that we are able to be in nature a lot easily than we could be back in Bombay or in Delhi. The third good thing I feel, Sarika, is that because the city is small and commutes are not very long. So for instance, in Mysore, 7 to 8 kilometers and you're probably the farthest part of the city. So that's about 15-20 minutes at max. So which means that you actually get to develop a better social network. You're able to spend time with friends, spend time doing things that you actually love. So those are the perks. And I think the fourth thing that I want to add is that smaller cities actually, I'll let the auto pass. Wow. Can't say smaller cities don't have noise pollution. So the other perk, I think, that a small city helps you slow down. So people like us who are used to living in big cities like Bombay and Delhi, Bangalore, we are always speeding up things or trying to live the fast life. But in a small city, you actually are able to slow down, and that's something that we really wanted to do. Maybe it's not for everyone, but for us, we really wanted to slow down, and Mysore has given us that opportunity. Any other things that come to mind, Sarika, about the perks?
Yeah, I mean, we are now living in a house that gives us a lot of space. So living in bigger cities and smaller houses, it's not a great thing. So here we have a good space for ourselves. We also managed to adopt a puppy. You've just seen her, Kiki. So if we have space, she will also get space to roam around. And yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I think it's better to adopt a pup. I mean, it's easier. It's an easier decision to adopt a puppy when you live in a small city. And when Sarika was saying, I noticed something interesting. So generally, in big city, you have to live in a small house, and in a small city, you can choose to live in a big house with the same kind of money, or in fact, much less money than you would have spent in a house in a big city. So in a small city, you don't have to sell both your kidneys to to own a house or to live. I mean, having said that, we don't yet own a house in Mysore. We are living on rent. It's still an experiment for us, and if everything goes well, maybe in the next couple of years we'll become permanent residents. Now, but I think lot of people understand that, right? A lot of people I know, my friends, people in our extended network, think of living in a small city someday, and everybody says, "Wow, you're living the dream life. Someday I'd like to retire in Mysore, etc., etc." For me, it's always been a bit. I mean, I've never accepted the idea of doing things that you want to do after you get retired. I'd much rather live my life the way I want to live it, and die in a much more peaceful state than just living the last 10 years or 20 years or 25 years the way you want. So I definitely suggest that people don't wait for their retirement to move to a smaller city. But there is a valid question. For a lot of people, it's a practical problem. How do you actually make the transition from a big city to a small city? So that's something that we wanted to share as well. And I'd like to start off with Sarika. Sarika, if let's say some of our friends want to move to a small city, or people who are watching the video, how do you suggest that they can start off?
firstly, don't assume that moving is going to be a big challenge. It may not. I remember I and Sachin, we just packed our bags a couple of days before taking a decision to moving to Mysore. We had our personal reasons behind that drove us towards taking that decision. So don't just assume that it's going to be difficult. I always believe in trying out anything and then taking making a judgment actually. Second. I think the obligation or tying up yourself with many responsibilities, and so for me personally, the freedom to work from home was a big plus, and it really helped me to take a decision to move to Mysore. So I don't know if a lot of people have that option, but if you do, please go for such options so that it's easier for you guys to take a decision early in your life, rather than, like Sachin said, wait for the retirement to happen, because after a certain age it might not be possible to adjust or to take such drastic decisions, because by then you have a lot of things on your plate already.
Right.
So
right.
yeah,
so that's an interesting point. I think the more you sort of grow or live in a city, the more deeper your roots are, your friends are there, your social network, your business opportunities, everything is linked to people and to the city. So then it becomes even more difficult to actually move away from that place. So I felt that the reason for us to, so I'm in my late 30s, Sarika is in her early 30s, we felt that this is the right time to do it, also because if it works out, then we still have, let's say, a decade to actually become a part of the city, grow our own friend circle, etc., and then make something out of ourselves in the city itself, as opposed to just coming towards the fag end of our life and then just spending our time without any real friends or any real circle, etc. So if you're thinking of moving, if it's really important for you, take the step or think of taking the step. I think Sarika's, the biggest reason for everyone for not being able to move to a small city is employment, right? So how do you make money? How do you actually, now especially, this may not be true for everyone, because I know that not everyone has the privilege of working from home, but today a lot more people have that ability or that opportunity than they had a few years ago, or even just 2 years ago. So if you have that opportunity of working from home, take it seriously, figure out how it can become at least a semi-permanent solution. So for instance, we live in Mysore, and I'm able to run my business, the Storyco, which is a storytelling coaching and training firm from Mysore. But in the future, when the pandemic gets over, when people want to meet again and trainings actually don't happen online and they happen in person, Bangalore is still very close to us. We can still go to Bangalore once a week, twice a week, and deliver on trainings for our clients. In the same way, if you have an employer who's open to the idea of remote working, that's great. Or if you have an employer with whom you can negotiate that, hey, we'll probably come in once a week into your office, so you can stay in a city which is closer to a much bigger city, so that you can travel to that place every once in a while, but you can still enjoy the perks of living in a small city. Yeah, so either you build a business which is location independent, which is what I do. So that helps. Sarika works with a company, but she works with a company which is allowing her to work from home. If you can't do any of these things, then of course the option for you is to start maybe a business or find a job in the small city itself. Now, for a lot of people, I think there is this realization that we can't just keep running behind, big pay packages, big houses, taking on big loans, and further getting entangled into this net or this web of staying stuck in a big city. You can always choose to have smaller goals, smaller ambitions, and find a job in a small city. A lot of small cities in India are not what you think they are. We probably think that, all the cool people and all the cool opportunities only reside in places like Bombay, Bangalore, Delhi NCR, Hyderabad, Chennai, but that's not the case. A lot of young, interesting people are there in smaller cities as well, and and they are looking for new and cool and interesting things. So if you have an interesting business idea like that, you can probably implement that in a small city as well. So start making a plan. But I think the first point would be to sort of figure out which small city you want to live in. Any tips, Sarika, on how someone can do that?
Yeah, I would suggest that you visit. Of course, make a list of the top 3 cities or towns that you want to live in. Then visit those places and make sure that you're there for at least 10 to 15 days and look around, explore places and pick up the one that you love.
Sure. So that's exactly what we did. So I would suggest that once you are, either you're single or you're with your partner or with your parents, right? Whoever you are with, and one thing is that everybody needs to be on board with that decision, unless you're single. So if everybody is on board with the decision, then as a family, as a couple, start visiting these places, because it's also fun, right? You want to travel to a new place, you want to explore that new place. So as opposed to always taking weekend breaks amidst nature and all of those things, which is fine, which is something you should do, you can also take weekend breaks or long vacations into smaller cities just to understand what those places feel like, what's their culture like, what kind of things are there to do, etc., etc. And maybe you visit 5 or 7 of these cities over a period of 1 or 2 years, and then you finalize which city you want to live in. For a lot of people, I know that it's their hometown which actually they want to move back to. That's also not a bad idea, because you already have a network, you already know people, opportunities will be a lot easier for you to come by. So my hometown is Udupi, which is on the western coast of Karnataka. Western coast of India in Karnataka. But the reason why we did choose to go there, despite the fact that I absolutely love the place, is because it's really hot and it also rains a lot, right? So these two things sort of dissuaded us from that. So Mysore is a bit of a, it's in between. One, it's not very far from Udupi, it's just about 5 hours. It's close to Bangalore. So even if we want to continue to stay close to a big city, we have that option. And the third thing, the weather is absolutely fantastic. So figure out what are your priorities, what is it that you're looking for, and you'll always have to make some compromises. So for instance, in Mysore, you don't get vada pav.
You do. There is one shop.
There is one shop where we go.
Close to our house there.
Yeah, where we go and have vada.
Pav is not as good as what you
See,
get in
compromise.
Mumbai, but there are so many other things that we love about Mysore. So vada pav is still okay.
Yeah, so you have to make some compromises, but you need to know what's really important for you, and then make that list, and then keep visiting these cities and figure out. So broadly, those are some of the suggestions. What I would really encourage people watching the video to do is let us know your questions. Ask us in comments what questions come to mind. What are your challenges? What is it that you need information on in terms of moving to a smaller city? We'll probably make a follow-up video on that with your questions, so that we are able to address your questions directly. For us, we've moved together as a family, so my mother is also here. She absolutely loves the city as well. She wasn't very happy in Bombay, and I think for a lot of people who have retired, for our parents, we could do this as well, right? So the more that educated young Indians move back to smaller cities or to their hometowns, the more we contribute to that economy as well, and that's how we can probably create a more, like a decentralized or a decentralized model of urbanization for India as well. So I'm hoping that you find your Shangri-La. Our Shangri-La is Mysore. But like I said, feel free to ask us questions. That will help us to make a follow-up video. We've spent about 9 months. Once we spend 1 year in the city, we will also do an update video. And any other thoughts, Sarika, why someone should move to a smaller city?
Yes, if you can see, I'm standing in my backyard. That's not possible in Delhi or Mumbai. We also get to do some gardening. So yeah, I mean, we love it as a family.
So yeah, I mean, whatever the reason, a small city probably has the option to do those things, and that's why you should move to a small city if you feel like it. Of course, we have nothing against people who enjoy living in big cities. I think the big cities have those opportunities. They have that thrill, that ability to connect with so many people. So of course, it's always going to be a choice that you have to make. This is a choice that we've made. If you want to make the same choice, I hope that this video helps, and if you have any questions, ask us and we'll make a follow-up video. That's it from me. Got to go back to work now. So does Sarika, and we'll catch up with you in some other video pretty soon. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you guys.